So this is about to get real personal. I'm going to get very personal about, my period and my pregnancy and all this stuff. It's nothing inappropriate or anything. It's everything that women go through. So don't take it any type of way. But so this is just for me and my body and my symptoms. Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tierney B. I know I have been missing for a long time, guys. It's been a long time.
One eternity later.
And I am so sorry. But it's all for good reason. As you can tell by the title, I am pregnant. Yes, pregnant. And not only am I pregnant, I'm pregnant with twins. I'm pregnant with 2 babies. Whew. I still can't believe it sometimes. I'm currently 20 weeks pregnant with identical twin girls. So I wanted to make my YouTube video to just give you guys a kind of a snippet of my journey so far. We are at the halfway mark, which is super exciting. That means they're closer to getting here, but it still seems like it's so far away. I want to start off with my TTC process, which was trying to conceive process, and then my symptoms that kind of led me to take the pregnancy test, and just how my journey has gone so far. So if you are interested, please stay tuned. And guys, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so that you can stay up to date on with me, my baby girls, and this pregnancy. So around this time a year ago, Wes and I actually started talking about having babies, our timeline, and we both agreed that we were ready and we wanted to, start trying soon. And I was on birth control for 6 years. So it was actually a process I had to go through. So I think our timeline, we decided that we would start trying around August, September of last year. And I was actually ready to get my birth control taken out because it was causing me to gain a lot of weight, and I just was ready to have my body back. And I knew that it would take a little bit of time for the hormones to exit my body, being that I was on birth control for so long. So I didn't want to wait too long. So I decided that about the end of June, I went and got my birth control taken out. I was like, I'm done with it. I need to feel myself. I need to know what my body feels like without any extra hormones in it. So the doctor told me, I let her know we were wanting to start a family, and she told me that women who I had the Nexplanon, which is the arm implant, some women get pregnant immediately, and some women takes up to a year. So me, I thought, oh, okay. I'm like, okay, I can get pregnant immediately. So that was the wrong answer. I figured after my first regular period that everything would be back on track and, I'd get pregnant. No, that did not happen. That did not happen at all. I was taking pregnancy test after pregnancy test, and then my period was not really, it was irregular. So I would have a period, then I would skip a month, which is super confusing because, if you don't have a period, that means you're pregnant. So I was taking tests every month, pretty much. And it got to a point where I was just getting so discouraged and disappointed. And I ended up actually having a mental meltdown, complete meltdown. I think it was part of the process of the hormones leaving my body and my disappointment of not, getting a positive pregnancy test. So around November, that's when I had the meltdown. I decided no more pregnancy tests. You know, God is going to give me a baby when he's ready to give me a baby. And we're just going to go off his time. I'm not rushing it. I'm not going to stress it anymore because that's just going to make the process slower and not happen. So I kind of just let it go. You know, of course, I still was hoping that we could get pregnant, but I just decided to leave it in God's hands. And that's exactly what I did. So December, I did have a period, and I did not take any pregnancy tests all month of December. What triggered me to take the pregnancy test? So New Year's Eve, my friend came up from Florida, and we spent New Year's Eve with her and her boyfriend. And they came over, we had drinks, we had food. It was a good time. And I'm not a drinker at all, but you know, if I want to drink or two, I usually drink it. No, not at all. I thought it was because we had tequila, but I also had champagne. I could not drink my champagne. It was just like sitting in my stomach. It's like sitting on the bottom of my stomach. It was just, I was like, I'm done. I can't drink no more. And it was like, you were the one that wanted to drink it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, look, leave me alone. Unless y'all want me to be sick here, I'm not going to drink anymore. So I didn't drink anymore. And then we were playing a card game. And this what really triggered me. Wes, I don't know how the conversation came up, but Wes had brought up the fact that his mom had a dream about fish. And you know the old like wives' tale, somebody has a dream about fish, somebody in the family is pregnant. So I'm like, hold up. Should we explore this more? And my friend Alex, she's like, I think we would know. I was like, but would we really though? Apparently not. So about 2 weeks pass, well, not even 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half, and it's just on my mind. And some symptoms I started having. If you actually check out my last video I recorded and posted, which was a few months ago, my nose was super stuffed up and I was sniffling. And I was just like thinking like, I haven't been anywhere. I don't go anywhere. There's no way I could be sick. Like there's no way possible. So why is my nose stuffed up? Why do I sound like I'm sick? So that was the first thing. The second thing was, I'm used to my period symptoms coming at least 1 to 2 weeks in advance. But I was not expecting a period in January because I had a period in December. So one of my period symptoms is, of course, you know, my boobs get swollen and they hurt really bad. But this was a different type of swollen and hurt. Swelling up, which is normal, but they were only swelling up at the top. So like the bottom was kind of like, it was kind of like a balloon, and then the bottom was flat. It was super weird. And they hurt so bad to lay on. And I slept on my stomach. And it was just horrible. And it was not a regular pain that I was used to with my period. So I was like, all right, babe, I gotta take a pregnancy test. So we went and got a pregnancy test, and we got the 3-pack. I waited the whole weekend to take it. I was just so worried that I was gonna get a negative test, and I just had to, you know, build up the courage and kind of talk to myself, you know, don't expect too much because it's probably just period symptoms. But, you know, I still wanted to take the test to be sure, you know, just to be safe. So Sunday, January 16th, I believe that was the Sunday. I woke up at 7 a.m. and I peed on a stick. And I waited and waited, and boom, it said pregnant. And I was like, wait a minute. I was in complete shock. Like, all I could do was like, thank God. I think I might have cried a little, but like, it was just so shocking. I was like, it really says pregnant. Like, after all this time, like, I'm pregnant finally. Thank you, God. Like, thank you. And the funniest thing, I woke Wes up to tell him. So I'm like, babe, he's knocked out. He does not get up early if he does not have to. So I'm like shaking him. I'm like, babe, look. And I'm showing him the pregnancy test. And he's like, where'd you pee at? I'm like, on the stick. What do you mean? And he's like, oh, congratulations. I was just like, bro, what? First off, when I first woke him up, he rolled back over and went back to sleep. I'm like, get up, look at this, look at this. And then he's like, oh, congratulations. I'm like, what do you mean congratulations? This is our baby. So when he finally wakes up, he's like, why'd you tell me in my sleep? I'm like, I couldn't wait to tell you, like you were supposed to wake up. But while he was sleeping, I was waiting. Mind you, it's still like in the 7 o'clock hour. So I waited till 8 o'clock on the dot to call Alex. I was like, Alex, she was sleeping, but she answered the phone. And I showed her and she started crying. And I was like, oh my gosh. She's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're pregnant. And it was just so exciting, like, to be happy about a pregnancy. Like, I'm so glad that I am at a place in my life where it wasn't a disappointment. It wasn't like a shock. You know, my baby was planned. My baby at the time, it was just one baby that we knew of, was planned, and it was just so exciting and so much love. So after I told Alex, I was just thinking, I was like, dang, I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. Like, I knew I was supposed to look for a doctor or whatever, but I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I was gonna wait to tell my mom to like a couple weeks in, to at least we went to the first doctor's appointment, but I couldn't wait. So this was like right after Christmas, a few weeks after Christmas. So I had a few little trinket gifts that I forgot to give my mom. So I told her, I was like, hey mama, we're coming over today. I have some late Christmas gifts to give you. She's like, okay, I love gifts, you know. So I put them in a shoebox and I made a onesie that said promoted to grandma. And I'll show you guys a picture. I also will add a clip of her reaction. I wrapped the onesie in the paper and I also wrapped up my pregnancy test. And so she's going through it. She's like looking, she's like, oh, this is cute, the stuff, the little trinket stuff. And then she's like, oh, is this something? And she opens it and she's just like, her face turns red instantly and she like looks like she's about to cry. And then her boyfriend was there and he was super excited for us as well. And like I said, I'll insert the clip so you can see it.
Oh, this is so cute! I got a mama. And you're a jab turkey. Oh, thank you. I need a new pen. Is this something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey! Come here. Oh. Oh my God!
So I only told a few people when I first found out, just because I didn't want to, I guess, jinx it, if that's the right word. I've read a lot of articles that said, you know, you should wait until after like 12 weeks or your second trimester. You should wait till your second trimester to tell people about your pregnancy. You know, God forbid something bad happens or things turn for the worse. And it was like, you know, you should only tell people who you're okay with sharing that information with and whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to tell anybody yet. I'm going to wait. And I couldn't hold it in. So after the first appointment, yeah, I believe it was after the first appointment, I told pretty much everybody else. Now, to tell you how we found out we were having twins. So when I went to tell my grandmother, I was about 6 weeks. I found out at 4 weeks. I was like, hey grandma, can we go out to lunch? You know, I miss you. I want to spend some time with you. So we go get some lunch. And I just couldn't hold it in. Like, first of all, guys, I was having some crazy dreams. Like, my dreams were telling me, like, you need to tell your grandma, you need to tell your family. Like, my dreams, it was just crazy. And I'm still having crazy dreams, but they are not as crazy as they were. But so we're at lunch and we're eating, and I just can't hold it in anymore. And I'm like, so grandma, I have to tell you this or I'm going to explode. I'm pregnant. And she just burst with joy, and she's just so excited. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a great grandma. Like, it was just so amazing. And I was just so happy I was finally able to tell her and get it off my chest. So me and my grandma are sitting at the table talking, and my grandma has a set of twins with my uncles, and they're fraternal twins. So she told me, she was like, are you sure it's not twins? And I'm like, nope, I'm positive. The doctor said it was just one baby in there for my first appointment. Mind you, my first appointment was super early. Also, at my first appointment, the doctor said it looked like I had two uteruses or uteri, whatever the proper plural word is for uterus. She was like, oh no, it looks normal, it looks fine, but there's most definitely one baby in there. So okay. And here's a picture of the ultrasound, and I was like, okay, it's only one baby. So when my grandma was like, are you sure it's not twins? Because when I was pregnant with twins, they were hiding behind each other, and the doctor had to like thump her stomach, and they'd like go like that. And I was like, nope, she said it was just one baby in there. So that night, actually, I experienced a little bit of bleeding. So I went to the hospital, and it was, what was it called? They said I was hemorrhaging. I can't remember the exact word for it, but I was hemorrhaging. So I had some blood, and apparently it's just like implantation blood. So, of course, they said I needed to follow up with my doctor. So I went to the doctor's on Monday. But he did an ultrasound, and he's looking around. He's like, okay, so here's the first baby. I was like, just thinking like, the first baby? Wait, huh? The doctor said it was just one baby in there. He's like, nope, there's most definitely two. Here's the other baby. I was like, oh my goodness, are you serious? He's like, yep, look. And so he prints the pictures out for me and stuff. Mind you guys, my entire life, like literally since I was little, I've said I wanted twins. Actually, when I was younger, like super young, I wanted triplets. But then I had cut it down. I was like, no, I just want twins. I was excited. I was shocked, but it was just like, before we even found out we were pregnant, Wes kept telling me I was pregnant, and I was like, what if it's twins? What if it's twins? Like, that's all I could think about. So I was happy. So I'm walking out, and of course Wes can't come into the doctor's office with me yet. He's sitting in the car, and I have my mask on, so he can't really see like, all of my face, but he can see my eyes. I'm like cutting my eyes. He's like, what? Why are you looking at me? So I hand him the ultrasound pictures, and he's like, okay. He's like, I don't really know what I'm looking at, right? So I tell him, I was like, they were having twins. He's like, wait, what? You're lying. So I show him, I was like, here's the first baby, here's the second baby. He's like, he's stuck, y'all. Like, he's not talk. He's like, twins? He's confused. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, are you sure? Twins? I'm like, yeah, there's two babies inside of me. And he's just in complete shock. Like, when I say complete shock, he was driving crazy at first. I was like, are you sure you don't need me to drive, sir? He's like, I'm good. So I called my mom. I was like, Mama, it's twins. She's talking, what? Like, scream super loud. What am I supposed to do with all these kids? But she's super excited. Everybody's super excited. So I had to call my grandma, because I was like, Grandma, you jinxed me. It's twins. And she's like, I think she was leaving work, and she starts screaming. She's like, T.O., I'm driving. Like, you can't be surprising me with stuff like that. I was like, Grandma, you jinxed me. It's your fault. So I found out they were girls at, I think it was like 14 weeks I found out they were girls, because I did the genetics test and it took 2 weeks to get back. So we didn't do a gender reveal or anything just because COVID, and then it's very important for me for everybody to be involved. His family, my family, and his family's in Tennessee, and you know, I just didn't want to throw something together. So we found out, I called the doctor and they told me that it was female, and because they're monodi twins, they are in separate sacs but they share a placenta. They're identical, so they're both girls, both female, which is super exciting. So we just called everybody and let them know, you know, it's girls. My mom literally, first of all, she started buying stuff the moment I told her I was pregnant. Like, I lied to you not. She's like, I'll just buy gender neutral stuff. And as soon as we told her it was girls, she just went crazy. Like, when I say the girls already have so many clothes, the girls have so many clothes already, thanks to their grandma. Well, he told his parents, so he called his mom, and she was super excited, of course. His dad and his stepmom, they were, of course, super excited. He said his stepmom started praying on the phone, like, God, please bless my finances because these girls are finna be spoiled. It was just so adorable, so exciting. Yes, these girls are most definitely very, very loved. Not to be mean or nothing, but if there were people who aren't happy for me, I honestly don't care because this is just probably the best thing ever. Not probably, this is. Like, I'm so excited to be a mom. It's a 2 girl. This video is getting kind of long, so I'm gonna do another video on some symptoms that I experienced during my first trimester and kind of an update. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I promise I'm going to do my very, very best to keep uploading my videos and staying on top of my videos and not going off on another break, even though my break was valid. It was for a valid reason. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. Please, please, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can get notifications whenever I post a new video. You guys know you want to stay updated on the twin girls. Thank you. Love you all so, so much. Thank you for your support. If you have any questions, you know, leave them in the comments and I'll answer them in my next video. Peace and love.